Welcome back to Factorio Hyperbase. We're a long way away from our actual Hyperbase. At the moment we are still building our starter base, and we have a few issues. First of all, I have built out the red and green science as I said I would. I've actually balanced this up so we have it nice and tight on both sides. If JD Plays ever watches this, yes, there's no room for beacons in here. I don't care, I'm not going to be beaconing this. This is a starter base. So, there you go. I can probably get rid of those, maybe. Or maybe I should be getting rid of that one, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll pop up there and check. But that is not the main thing that's wrong. We have a bit of an issue up here. This is our stone patch. It has a little bit of supply, 90k, but you can see how feeble the supply of stone down here is, and we're just not making very much stone brick accordingly. And so if you come way down to the end of the base, you can see that we're not getting up to past the second stone furnace because the stone brick is simply not coming out fast enough. So we need to deal with that. The next problem we have is this one. A moment ago it actually had 3 trains banked up here, so yeah, this is just not coping anymore. We could probably lengthen all of this and increase this to red belt and increase all of these to stack inserters. But the other thing that I also feel is a good idea to do is to actually just make it a double platform, another one here that feeds off this bottom part as well, because it certainly, the idea is, I think, that I want to burn off this sort of uneven part at the bottom and leave this for my super trains that we'll have later on. It is slowly, here you go, it's not coping, so we need to deal with that. So stone, probably stone is a higher priority. We have this one 31 million. We have this one 41 million. Maybe this one is a better one. I might come out down here or something and traverse all this distance while I work out what I'm going to do in terms of a double. I might actually move this down, create a stacker, and then have 2 feeds. That would be the way to do it, wouldn't it? Yes. Yes, it would. Alright then, we need to head to Iron 1. We need to get a bunch of rail. We can probably get rid of some of this. I was carrying all of that. We'll do the rail work first, I guess, and then the actual laying of track. It's not so far that I can't come backwards and forwards a little bit just yet. Yeah, you lot can go in there. I got so much of this because I was laying all that laying all of the belt for the red and green science. It looks kind of good now, all of that coming down. And red, I put a bit of a balancing mechanism here because it's being drawn on a very one-sided kind of way. As in most of it's going this way or down here. There's only a little bit that actually is used over this way at the moment. And it will probably remain that. It will mainly be going out this way. Okay. So, track. Let's first of all dump stone. That's always a good idea. This is why I never needed much stone in my last factory, I think. It's because I always was able to unload so much there. In fact, should we get rid of the steel as well? And track. I'm not sure how much I need. Let's take all of that to begin with. Actually, I probably don't need that much. These are still moving pretty quickly. Maybe we'll do production module 3. We're not going to use them for some time. Not until after we've done yellow science at the very least. Signals, we have a few of those. Actually, maybe I'll grab a few more yellow belt after all. this thing build a few more. I need to be making chests. That's going to be an issue. Oh, and this thing coming through as low as that is going to be an issue as well. I don't know why I did that. That was dumb. Let's fix that issue first. That's going to take a while to burn out. So, in fact, it will probably just about never burn out, but never mind. Alright, let's just get out there and start doing things. We basically want to go to, what is it called? It's called iron something, iron 1 load. That'll get us into the vicinity of where we need to be. Make a quick and dirty stacker for 242s, little baby trains. I think I have to fix the iron first and then do the stone, just because thanks, what I save. Just because it will tell me how much room I need, I guess. Well, I can see how much room I need. I need that much room. So if we had a stacker start, say, back here, we'd have enough room. Not hard, game. Not hard, is it? Where's my supposedly good rail? There it is. Oh look, there is a train trying to join us. Don't you try and come any closer. So, what we need is one, two, three. Is 3 enough? I've got these all on the wrong side too, by the way. This should be the exit. Then the rest of that which should be at sort of that height. It did not tell me it was going to mess up this one as well, so it shouldn't have been allowed to. That one. So that is 1, 2. I've stuffed it up again. Okay, that's only 1. That will be 2. Now, where exactly does this one come through? That would probably work okay. but it means we've only got 3. But 3 will be fine because we'll have 2 stackers, or at least it'll be fine for now. That means we need to take this guy out. Okay, you can come along here. There we go. Now, what I want to do is basically do, well, this side right next to it. So, do I have some completely pointless thing like that, which I might be able to use again? I can always create these again, it's not that hard. We could get in that close, really, couldn't we? Yes, we could. Oops, we need to go that close. And we need to change these to green ones. Because green ones are just that much better. Now, you are both iron 1 loads. Oh, you've got no path. Of course you've got no path. Why would you have a path? I don't want you to have a path. Or maybe I do, I can't remember. Yeah, that's a little bit messy, isn't it? Let's not do it that way. Let's just work out where this bottom path needs to go. Oh, you've got no path either, and you're getting upset about it. Just settle down. It'll all be okay soon. Happy now? You've almost got a path. Quick, more research. Train braking force is good for train network performance, so it's actually useful for us for a change. Yes, you can come out now. Now, the rest of these, basically, ideally, would fit in like that, but they're not going to, are they? No. Oh, we're in the way. So sorry, Your Highness. We'll get out of your way. Alright. Now, this one I don't think I can actually get to rest up here, which is slightly annoying. we can do that, and we can do that. And then this one here, there you go. These are probably long enough for 2 trains even to sit in them. Maybe. So I'm just not used to these little baby trains, really. There we go. That should work. Now, let's get some signals all over this. I don't need train stops here. What I do need is a full-on rail signal at the start. And one of these guys at the beginning. And a chain at the end before it starts doing anything. And then basically, if we can fit them, can't fit one there unfortunately. One there. Oh, why can that? Oh, it can. Good. Can now path, so that's the main thing. Right, now, we will not have enough resources to do this whole mine, but that's alright. I am prepared to cope with that. Let's do what we can do. Okay, and now we just need to cover this with miners. How many have we got? Actually, 10, 29, 79, 4 by 13, no, 8 by 13, yeah, we don't have enough. What was all that nonsense? That was just me calculating whether we can fill 4 belts worth of ore with the number of miners that we have, and I think my conclusion was no. But it's not that important. We'll get this going as well as we can and come back with some more. Be nice to know roughly how many we need. Is there any point? I don't think there's any point balancing these. We just need to periodically check in on them. So this bottom one is probably fairly hopeless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got 13 there, but only 10 here, so it needs a top-up. These others look like they're long enough. 1, 2, 3, but we are at least a whole row too short. Okay. Good to know. And we could balance this, but why? My argument is that the goal here is to supply a fully compressed belt of ore to all of these. If we're not supplying a fully compressed belt of ore to one of them and then we balance it, we're then not providing a fully compressed belt to all of them, when the actual solution is to add more miners to the one that is not full properly. Okay, so we need a bunch more. We also need to try and set up a station over here. It actually would make sense now just to come down here and maybe settle in sort of in this sort of area. Was one of these a train station? No. Not the direction that I want, anyway. Let's grab the one that I do want from up here. Oh, look. Left a couple of bits behind. Grab, say, all of that. We don't need that, and I don't know about that. I've got a bit of curvy rail, we can get rid of that as well. We'll get out of the way, nicely stacked up. Very easy to create a simple stacker when you've only got little trains. It's going to take me a lot longer to build one when we're actually being serious about our base. Now this has started to curve up. Is that where I want it? No, I don't think it is actually. Let's get rid of that. This will be stone 1. I'll put a load in brackets to make it obvious. Let's do something else exciting. Is there anything here? No, they all start using yellow, don't they? What's that? Nuclear fuel reprocessing, 1500. Mining productivity, 800. At least we don't have to worry about it for a while. So we need a bunch of miners, probably several hundred. If it's 26 each side, we have about 5 going on, 5.5, 6 sides. 120, 156. So yeah, something like 200 miners, 4 stacks is what we need. We can put some rail down. Somewhere here would probably work okay. If I was to tell it signals what we want to clear, and then throw this thing down. It's got a signal just there. Maybe we'll clear those, because the thing you don't, I mean, this is only as an issue if there's more than one train here, but the thing you don't want is to have a an ability for a train to come in and carry on here when there's one waiting here, and that's what that signal would have allowed, so we definitely don't want that. so this is this end. Let's pop up here. Oh, actually, that's the other thing I need to do. We may as well put a signal or two on the way out, just so trains can you know, make the most of departing. Let's go back to main base. It's kind of handy now that it's refilling automatically with coal and the likes. I really should extend this stone pathway though. That's not actually what we need. If anything, we can get rid of what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will definitely need some more of these. I'll get actually 3 even. What else? Possibly some more transport belt. There we go. I could possibly do with just setting up the train for this now, but no, I'll do that after we're done. Alright, go, I guess there, when we get there we'll go manual, but it may as well drive us there. Mining productivity 8. Hardly moving. Wow. Those guys flying up the hill. Now what I might do is take part of the end of... Oops. Part of the end of one of these that's too long, and feed it down to the bottom so that the bottom area has enough. I may even have put too many up here. Okay. We will deal with that in due course. Let's take... Let's take something like that. And this one. Do that. leave a bit of a gap so we know exactly where this extra is. What have we got left? 129. You never know, it might be enough. I don't guarantee it though. So, a big pole up to here somewhere. And then let the action commence. The really nice thing about the medium poles when you're putting them in these fields, if you ask me, is that they reach directly over the distance of the miners with a belt in between them, whereas those horrid little starter poles do not. So my theory is, now that these are all powered up, this should be coming out as a fully compressed belt, and it does appear to be. There is an iron chest everywhere there, so there is joy in the world. Let's just check the other side. We might need to do something similar to achieve the same effect. You know what? We can actually go like this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See, that's only 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's only 11. So we definitely need a little bit of assistance for that one. Made a bit of a hole over here. How many is this from about here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, that's tons. So if I take from here, get rid of that. We need to split that there. Put that in. And do that. That should give us a full length now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not enough either. Why don't I just count the old-fashioned way? 12, that's not enough. 16, that is enough. Shucks. Well, the other thing I want to do actually is to have the input priority on the right, so that this slot is consumed first. We'll come back to that. It obviously needs a little bit more work. Now, the stone one, let's start over here. see how many rows we can create. The stone is probably not as important to get it sort of ratioed out. And the iron, quite possibly, I'm going to need to increase the speed of delivery. We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, that's probably not a bad start. Oops. If I have room, which I'm pretty sure I don't actually have, I could possibly do with a balancer here. But it's not actually that important. The boxes will fill up and they'll load the trains. Yeah, we don't. What are we looking for? Steel chests. I can't build any of them. I will have to pass on them for now. Should have put it there, but what the hell, it doesn't matter. So we need a bunch of stone chests. We basically need, it looks like we've got one, so what's that, 16, we need 15 stone chests. We also need some of this. Of course, we're going to have to add in a trail of medium poles up to the main line to get this to actually power up, because currently we don't actually have power all the way down here. But that's fine, it's not that big a deal. Actually, that is probably the easiest way to do it. There you go. Done. We don't need this guy. You can go down there as well. And is that it? Probably. Oh, steel chests. Gonna have to let this guy go out, then we'll pop up here again, because they just don't wait. They're very impatient trains, I've found. Main base, thanks. So yeah, before that iron deteriorates much further, we need to ramp up its provision. Maybe just add another row and sort of have a splitter to those two lower rows that were struggling. So since we don't actually build steel chests, what do we need for them? Iron chest. 8 steel plates. That's probably why we had all that steel on us. We want 15 of them. 5, 10, 15. Oh, it's made a slight dent. That could take a while. Okay, let us head back to iron for one last visit. This is to finish off the stone mine. Then we need to create a stone mine up by where the plastic is coming in. A stone station, of course, is what I meant. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Force. Well, okay, let's do it now. That's perfect. Actually, no, that was the wrong direction. Okay, try this one. Finally. And the bots will do this for me. Because bots are good like that. Is that the lot? Yes it is. Okay, good. So now what we want to do is come up to here. Ah, I've made that a single line. That's coal. This is a double line. So I think what I want to do is basically try and put another stop just down here. Probably not going down as far as that one, but just so that we can supplement this feed. Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. So let's head to Plastic U if we can from here. Circuit condition, off we go. So I was going to try and do high-tech science, but obviously you need to bed down everything that you start first. So consequently we need to sort this out. And high-tech science is going to take a little while because we've got a lot of things to build. We have to, well, there's a few things to build. I don't know if it's a lot of things, but there's a few things to build. Oh, okay. Manual. Now, do I have... Nope. We could use that maybe. It's actually coming off the wrong side though. Or we could just bin what we've got and create a new one. Because this here is pretty much exactly what I want. I don't actually need it having that much length. I don't need that bit off to the side. We only need like half of this, something like that. Thought I got rid of that. Yeah, we can come right down here somewhere. Like so. We're going to have to move these things. Hopefully you're a manual good. Okay. Tick. Oh, what now? Maybe I'll just get more braking force. Keep the trains working properly. And now, very important to get these signals correct. If we were going to put one on, it would have to be on that side. Oh, we've already got signals down here, we don't need those. We do need a signal there, and we do need, well, it could be up here. And over here we need one of those, and otherwise it's looking pretty good. Now, that is slightly too far, but that is not. This is stone unload. I could call it baby base stone unload, maybe I should. In keeping with the steel, stone unload. And we need to create a train. How are we going to plastic is probably getting low on fuel. That is a concern because we don't want to run out of plastic. I could run some coal from over here. Oh look, 10k now. And look at this iron. Shrinking fast. Yes, I could run some coal from over there to power up these guys, but I think the main thing that I want to do is probably just, for starters, balance the slot. Undergrounds, there they are. Balance the slot. Whoops. That is such a silly thing that they put in. Balance the slot because we want the wagons to empty fairly evenly. I then basically want to force it into basically one lane. because we basically just need a lot of basiccalies. We basically just need for the supply to be enhanced for a bit. And the usual thing here, of course, is to take an input priority from the left so that this drains completely. That's certainly what we want. We're probably definitely running out of... oh, they're picking up. Okay, so the copper is starting to struggle somewhat as well. Let me simplify this now. I do have some red, good. Wow, look at this iron. So under some reasonably heavy demand, this whole being fancy is not really worth it anymore. Under some reasonably heavy demand, even this was 1.6 or something million, it's now down to 600,000, will vanish fairly quickly. We may need to add some more miners in here. I haven't really checked it yet. But guys, I'm going to add in the train. I'll probably just do that offline because I think we've been running long enough. Thanks for joining me for this kind of attending to house episode, and I will see you next time when we'll, for real this time, look at our high-tech science. See you then. Bye-bye for now.